pinned. Here he goes, you can hear that supercharger screaming as he hammers the throttle through the floor. Handbrakes in the outside zone, doesn't upset Bertans. Bertans though, still there, still with him now as they come down in front of the grandstand. A little bit of ground put between the two of them as Bertans comes through the smoke, fires up onto the rear bumper, makes a dangerous transition as Nicholas Bertans holds on to this one, sticks the nose of the E36 BMW onto the door of Kodua's car. Goes for a big flick across the circuit, right to the edge of the track. Wheel to curb and bumper to wall right now from Nakamura, unscathed so far as he puts the hammer down now, starts to drive through the middle part of the circuit, looks to go wide and he certainly does. Spoiler over the wall for Nakamura, he's going for it right now, right to the edge of the tarmac. Nakamura's on an absolute flyer, big angle transition, puts it to the wall across the line.
Be 28 underneath the bonnet, 1,000 horsepower, plagued in 2025 with engine problems, goes for it. A man that knows this circuit like no other as he fires through. Look at this big angle as he puts that car right where it needs to be. Full throttle transition. You see the back of the car lift up as McKeever squeezes the accelerator. Not as deep as we'd like to see him, but maybe playing it safe for this first qualifying run. A flame out the back of the car as he puts it to angle on the handbrake right to the edge of the wall. Spoiler hanging over, trying to take the cones off the wall as McKeever goes bumper to wall.
This final run in the final four, one spot left in the final. Here goes Yua, here comes Shannon roaring behind him as Yua goes really wide. Shannon now punts down the door as Yua starts to pull the gap now. Can Shannon find the proximity? Big angle from Yua into it. Shannon goes off the circuit. Shannon goes wide, Yua spins.
No, but hold on. Is that two incompletes at the same time or what happened there?
Fire through the gears and look at this, on the bumper goes James Dean, a nice initiation from Peter Vicek as they go wheel to wheel across the circuit, no messing around. Dean down on the inside as Vicek leads them very, very wide up the curve as you can hear the V8 scream alongside the two JZ. They fire back once again, a small check up there from Dean as they get into this final outside zone. Vicek on the wall, Dean goes for the door.
A bag load of nitrous to get her alive as he hangs on and fires through. Listen to the sound of that V8 as Dean fires it through. Look at this from James Dean. He won't want to get left out. He'll want to be top spot, and it looks very good at the moment as Dean goes right to the edge of the circuit and right to the edge once again. A dab of the handbrake sets Dean up for that inside zone, right to the edge and across the line. That is flawless.
Going to take it home.
Who is going to take it home? Big flick across the track from Zalewski, and Shanahan now starts to get lost a little bit. Has to think about it, get himself back into the zone, back into the pocket before he lets Zalewski drive away deep into outside zone 4. Goes Zalewski. Shanahan now starts to find the back bumper as he's going to try to make a dive in outside zone 6. He looks for the side of Zalewski's 86, but he just cannot force it. Stays away.
Himself. He is a former champion. They come through the gears, down over the hill as they fire in, and Zakaril leans that car to angle as he tries to follow Peter Vicek, but Vicek is absolutely up and gone. The grip, the pace in that Toyota Supra is phenomenal, and Zakaril now tries to get himself back in the battle. Zakaril tries to hang with Vicek as Vicek puts it right to the edge of the circuit, to the wall, across the line.
GT86 across the circuit, but look at Tomas Kylie down the inside. Now he starts to lose some ground. Gains it back again as they go for the transition. Kylie up there on the inside. As Shanahan performs an absolutely incredible lead line. It's a little shallow though on the outside zone. Goes to the curb. Goes for the transition back. The back end of Shanahan's car flexes as Kylie puts the bumper to bumper. He goes for the door and Kylie pushes Shanahan across.
To the first corner, Dean loosens the car early, gets to that outer zone. Look at Anderson, he's on the inside of the track. That's two wheels on the inside. I think he's zeroed it out there, Anderson, by going too shallow. James Dean, no such problems as he fires through the second half of the course. Dean flirting with the curb. Anderson's over the curb and he hits the back of Dean's car. Anderson runs into Dean. It looked, at least to me, that he did. And Dean, no such issue.
Screaming in Finland. We've been waiting to see this one as now Dean puts that car right where it needs to be. Look at that front wheel locked up as that car bounces around the circuit. Super soft suspension set up as Dean positions that car perfectly. Puts the back end towards the wall. Dean will want to be part of this 90 party, that's for sure. Look at the pace he's carried, but he deals with it as he fires that car into a big angle, stands on the throttle.
It looked like he was almost going to shut it down there. Flicks it to angle now, gets himself into that zone. A little understeer there, but he keeps a hold of it now, finds that curve, fires through, looks through this outside zone, works it right to the edge of the circuit, going for a big run here as he puts that back bumper on there, 90 degrees to the outside zone, into that last outside zone now, flexed to carbon last time and it was too much for the judges. This time keeps it calm, just tickles to lead out Vasiliauskas as they fire in. Vasiliauskas caught out a little bit by the initiation of Vincek there as he fires through, gets up onto that curve. You can see Vasiliauskas a little wobbling, a little wavering, but now starts to dial in the grip, goes for the smoke. Big transition from Vincek as he puts that car right to the edge of the circuit, back into that last outside zone. Look at this from Vincek on the wall, no messing around, opens the door for Vasiliauskas, and this is probably the fastest run of the
46, M50 turbo, fires that car in. This young man, super confident as well, looking good out there. Oh, look at that line, that's absolutely beautiful. Gets to that curve nice and early, uses all of the track, utilises that track the judges said he was allowed to use to get to that outside zone, flicks the car through. Again, he's using every inch of tarmac available here in Spain as he puts it across the
focus. The man at the top qualifying, he'll want to take this through and get the first top 32 battle out of the way. Look at this, oh, big understeer, and it throws off Vicek, and Hines puts it on the grass. He's going to try to keep this one going, but Vicek has found himself in the middle of the track, completely upset. Beyond Vicek right now as Alan Hines tries to fulfill the run, and Vicek tries to find the side of the rear quarter of that S14.3 as they come across
that first corner.
Yeah, through the gears, Shanahan flicks that car to angle, and Yves Meyer struggles to put that car on angle. The grip, the pace from Shanahan is absolutely mad right now as he puts the car right where he needs it to be. Yves Meyer shortcutting the circuit massively to make a dive down there on outside zone 5. Through the smoke goes Meyer, up into the wall goes Shanahan now. Yves Meyer into the pocket, into the zone, dives up into the door and gives Shanahan a little fight across the line. Nielsen leads in, Torani Kvyat. Nielsen goes for a little flick across the track, nice initiation. Kvyat though, you couldn't even see the car, he was on that much angle on the inside as Kvyat dangerously transitions up onto the side of Nielsen's Toyota Sora. They come through past the grandstand, Kvyat is on a flyer. Nielsen and Kvyat go wide. Kvyat almost takes the back end of the Sora. They both get into the final outside zone. Kvyat's glued to his fellow Norwegian's door. Our qualifying session here in Finland as he fires it through. BMW 2 Series 2 JZ underneath the bonnet. He's very deep into the wall, but he keeps a hold of it now as Ite Seda puts that car right where it needs to be, trying to impress the judges, picks up that inner zone, avoids the outer, but look at that line into the outside zone 4, disposes of the rear bumper as it tries to hold on. All it's got left as he
leads him in and fires in that Super. Look at that from Jarkko Juhle down on the inside, looking for the front wheel of that Super as they fire back the other way. Look at this from Juhle straight down on the inside, not letting Vincek get away too quick. They fire through the middle of the circuit right to the edge of the outside zone, back across again. Vincek on that perfect lead line as he puts the back end of that Super to the wall, but Jarkko Juhle can't be shaken.
Don't want to miss out on the 90 part. He'd want to be up there nice and high as well. Through the gears he goes, a big flick to angle, and now Shanahan starting to work this one out. Look at this, every inch of tarmac is in use. This is unbelievable. These guys are a different sauce right now as Shanahan starts to find the groove, gets himself across the circuit. Shanahan, a little dab with the handbrake, sets himself up on the rev limiter. Absolutely brilliant, absolutely dialed. Zakrzewski now into the outside zone. He's got a very nice lead line, but that opens the door for Vincek as Vincek gets onto the back bumper of that big Toyota Sora. They come past the judging tower, through the smoke comes Vincek. He's going to go wide up into the curb, a big collision, but he stays in it. Vincek holds back, waits, lets him manoeuvre, and on the inside of the circuit, as Vincek chucks that S15 onto the door.
He managed to get out for qualifying. Now he takes on a heavy hitter, a 99.5 run for Vicek. Alan Hines knows that he can follow Vicek to perfectly around this circuit as Vicek puts that car right into the outside zone. Hines shallows up, loses some ground. He's got a mild amount of understeer, but he now gets himself back into it. Vicek though, unfazed, unrocked, and look at the pace that Vicek is firing around this circuit.
Zalewski's going for a big speed. Shanahan jumps onto the back bumper. He does get a little bit more proximity than what Zalewski had. They transition down outside zone 2, and look at Shanahan. He's closer than Zalewski on the outside zone. They fire across the track, look for outside zone 5. Zalewski has to left for break, and Shanahan makes some avoiding.
He's over-rotated, Zalewski over-rotated. I just watched it coming, he went on a big angle and he couldn't hold it. I think Zalewski's over-rotated.
This one's going to be hot and heavy. Look at this, Juha Rittinen absolutely laser focused, straight line initiation. Rittinen gets himself into that outside zone. Nice job, Dean in the chase. Oh, Dean dips the front bumper up onto the door. Dean not messing around now as he transitions through the smoke. Juha Rittinen goes for that perfect wide line. Dean transitions before him, looks for the door. Dean out of the zone, but he can be. Oh, Dean wavers as Juha Rittinen dials a big angle on the wall.